Welcome back to the Black and Gold Report. I'm Cameron Songer, joined now by UNCP wrestling head coach O.T. Johnson. Coach, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
All right, last season was the 6th straight year UNC Pembroke finished in the top 20 in the NCAA Division II National Championships. Give us a quick recap of how you feel last season ended up.
I thought we obviously had an opportunity to go out to South Dakota and really showcase what we've been working all year for. Fortunate to get an opportunity for Blaze to put a cap on this phenomenal season that saw him win Conference Wrestler of the Year. Definitely thought we had an opportunity to have a couple other guys get out there, but things didn't work out. I don't think that diminishes their regular season accomplishment. So we did well. We were able to be in the national running again, but Blaze did a good job for himself, and he actually helped us continue our reign of being a top 20 program in the postseason.
It was the Braves' first season in the Eastern College Athletic Conference. How big of a difference does that conference affiliation make for your program?
Well, I think just being at an institution that has other sports, a handful of other sports that are in the conference, the Peach Belt, our kids really, I don't want to say they were working for nothing, but they were working ultimately to put themselves in a position to win a postseason berth, where now with the ECAC, we're having the opportunity to not only put ourselves in a postseason position, but we can get a chance to win a conference title, have all those conference accolades like the other student athletes in the department. So our guys get a chance to be conference champions as a team. And every single dual match against the teams that are in the conference now, not that it didn't matter before, but there's more emphasis put on those dual meets to do your best, because every single point, every single takedown escape matters for the team and obviously for individuals.
Looking at this season's roster, you return Conference Wrestler of the Year Blaze Shade, who's nationally ranked. His teammates Eric Milks, Mikey Thomas, and Danny Barrier are regionally ranked. Who else could be a major contributor for the Braves this year?
Well, I think a guy like Jonathan Miller, he redshirted last year. He struggled a little bit at the beginning of the season, preseason with his weight, but I think now he's got it under control. His eating habits have improved. I think he's a guy that's very explosive. He can be a factor in the 133-pound weight class. Tyler McCosey also redshirted last year. He put on some weight, still got some weight to put on, but he's a guy that just has a motor that a lot of other wrestlers have problems with. So those two guys jump off the plate. And then we have a redshirt freshman that transferred in from Missouri, McKenna Cook, that was a 3-time Missouri State champion that hopefully can fill that void that Brock Walker left at 197. So those guys are some guys we feel like can come in and fill the void that we have. Brandon Sloop, redshirted last year, was recovering from a knee injury, but he's a guy that we feel like he can come in and really fill some gaps that we had in last year and fill them well.
You've already seen your team compete at the annual Pembroke Classic last weekend. What were some of your big takeaways from that event, and where does the team need to improve?
Obviously, this year was a little smaller tournament. I think we had some pretty good performances, but at the same time, we do have some areas that we've been harping on. Hopefully, now we can show the guys the film. They see the film, and they'll hopefully it'll come to their minds that okay, the coaches aren't just talking to be talking; they're talking because here's the proof. It's right here in the pudding. But we definitely got to do a better job of finishing matches. We get leads and we try to sit on the lead instead of going out there and putting guys away. Because every time you give a guy an opportunity to think that he can stay in the match with you, next match he's going to come back and say, I wasn't in as good shape last time. I know I can beat this guy. So I think it's about taking every bit of confidence the guy has and let him know that he doesn't belong in the same mat as you do. So that's just one area. I think just outside of technique, I think it's more of mindset, letting people know that you work hard and this is your position and you're going to come and get it.
Before we let you go, Coach, let's talk quickly about the schedule. What are some of the teams to beat in the region and in the conference, and do you have any dates circled on your calendar?
Well, definitely Newberry is a year in and year out a pretty tough opponent. I think if we can get past Newberry this year, they'll put us in a position to be a conference championship team. But Limestone, that's a pretty decent rivalry that we have going with those guys. If we can stay the course and not overlook them, I think those two schools probably be our two biggest competition as far as conference. But regionally, you got schools like Lake Erie, Tiffin, Findlay. Those are schools coming out the Midwest, Wisconsin, Parkside, all schools that you have to look out for, especially if we don't see them as often during the season as we would like. But I think if we can kind of gear ourselves up for late February, I think we had an opportunity to finish the top two or maybe even win the regional title.
Coach O.T. Johnson, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Cameron.
Stay tuned to the Black and Gold Report, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back.